Hello, welcome to English Day with Mary. In today's video, we are going to learn about the simple future tense. What is the simple future tense? We use this tense to talk about something that is expected to happen. How do we form the simple future tense? To form the positive or affirmative, we follow the pattern subject plus will or shall plus the base form of the verb. For example, everyone will attend a party next week. Please take note that we can use time expressions that indicate future time. For example, in our first sentence, we use next week. This is a perfect time expression we can use to signal future time. Next, to form the negative, we start with subject plus will not plus the base form of the verb. For example, Lauren will not sing in the recital. And lastly, we have the question form. We start with will plus the subject plus the base form of the verb. For example, will you go to Canada? Now also, there are other forms of future tense that indicate future time. These are the use of am, is, or are, plus going to, plus the base form of the verb. When do we use the simple future tense? We can use this to express voluntary action. For example, I will send this package for you. In our first example, the subject is willing to send the package instead of you if you have something else to do or just to make things a lot easier for you. Next, I will buy your cold medicine. So the same with the previous example, it shows willingness. There is no need for someone else to say or tell them to do so. And lastly, we have, I will lend you my computer after class. So it's okay to let someone else use your computer after class. Next, we have making promises. So we can also use the simple future tense to make promises. So let's have some examples. I will keep your secret. I promise that I will do my best for tomorrow's examination. I will pick you up after work. So all three sentences show promise. Next, we can also use the simple future tense to talk about plans for the future. Let's have the first example. Cynthia will go to the museum with her children this weekend. So what are they planning to do? So they will go to the museum when? This weekend. Next, Marco will be in the USA next month. So Marco is expected to be in the USA by next month. So again, we have the future time expression there, next month. And what is Marco planning to do? To be in the USA next month. And lastly, we have, he will go to college next year. So what does he plan to do? He's planning to go to college next year. And next, we can use the simple future tense to talk about predictions about the future. Let's have our first example. It will rain this afternoon. So when we make predictions, especially about weather, we have a basis. For example, it's still morning, it's still early in the morning, and it's expected to be sunny. However, instead of that, it's dark and cloudy. So we can say that it will rain in the afternoon. Next, we are going to pass the examination. So if we are predicting that we are going to pass the examination, most probably it's because we studied hard and we are confident enough to say that. Now let's have a short exercise. So we have to give the correct form of the verb in the parentheses to make a simple future tense sentence. Let's have the first one. She blank a letter to her grandparents. If you answered will write, then you are correct. She will write a letter to her grandparents. Number 2. Marcus blank angry after hearing this awful news. If you answered will get, then you are correct. Marcus will get angry after hearing this awful news. Number 3, he needs to study more. He blank a doctor overnight. If you answered he will not become, then you are correct. He needs to study more. He will not become a doctor overnight. Number 4, I hope you blank this a secret. If you answered will keep, then you are correct. I hope you will keep this a secret. And lastly, it looks like it blank later. If you answered it looks like it will rain later, then you are correct. Thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to like and don't forget to subscribe.